The New Balance Furon V8, crafted for speed, tested and worn by Bukayo Saka. Experience-engineered minimalism at its finest and fastest. We updated the Furon V8 for even faster performance on the pitch. Same ultra-lightweight, precision strike-focused design, now with even greater sense of speed. A new speed control stud supports control during sudden stops, sharp pivots, and moves used by the fastest players, like Saka himself. Step up your game in the new Furon V8. Learn more and get yours at newbalance.com/soccer.
Support for this podcast comes from Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. We've all made mistakes on the water, but there's one mistake you shouldn't make: being uninsured. With Progressive Boat Insurance, you can choose coverage for most mistakes you or other boaters could make, helping you float carefree all season long. Quote today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Back so soon? Oh no, what happened?
A little incident at the dog park. We gotta head to the vet.
Oh, not again. These bills.
We can use CashNet USA. We can apply in minutes, get a fast decision, and have the money in the account as soon as the same business day. All right, Cheddar, back in the car.
When you need money fast, be the hero. All loans subject to lender approval. Speed of funding is subject to verifications and your bank's processing times. See CashNetUSA.com for more details.
Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. What can I get for you?
Hey, I need like a bag of money. Just like lots of money. Don't ask any questions. Just lots and lots of money. No.
Pull up to the second window and we'll see you next crime.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. I am John, here with Jamie. How you doing, man?
Just living the dream, man. You know.
Another day, another dollar.
It's almost summertime, and we're talking about football. It's baseball season, John. Baseball.
In the world we live in, Jamie, it is always football season, and this has been something on my mind, so I thought, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I feel like this is therapeutic for you. Is that, you think that's accurate?
Maybe. So today, we're going to be talking about kind of a groundbreaking case, and this is in the world of college athletics, and it involves name, image, and likeness. It's commonly known as NIL. So back in the day when you and I were playing football, and really up until just a few years ago, when you started playing college athletics, you would just pick what school you wanted to go to. Maybe if you were good enough, you'd get a scholarship and you'd be good. But now if you're really good at a sport, they can pay you a lot of money because of NIL. I think when NIL started, it was really meant to, I don't know if there's like a local restaurant or a local chain or whatever, they could put you in a commercial and pay you a little bit of money. But that evolved very quickly into, I can pay you millions of dollars to come and be our quarterback.
Yeah, there are some college athletes making $10 million, which is more than they would make at that position as a rookie in the NBA or NFL.
So today we're specifically going to be talking about a high profile quarterback, and his name is Madden Iamaleava. Now, Jamie, you know I can't pronounce stuff. His brother, who I know very well because he is was the starting quarterback at the University of Tennessee, his name is Nico Iamaleava. Tell us some more.
Yeah, Madden was a quarterback, he was a football player at Arkansas, not Tennessee. And I didn't know Nico had a brother until this case came up. He had an NIL deal to play football at Arkansas that was worth about $500,000.
And yeah, so he had never played a snap at Arkansas. He had just got in the door like in December and was going to play this first season. So the contract included a clause requiring Iamaleava to repay 50% of the remaining money on the agreement should he leave the school. So at the time of his departure, he was due $400,000, making the buyout about $200,000.
Now that's pretty common with coaches in college athletics. You have to pay so much money if you're hiring them away so that the school is, I don't know, it makes it harder for people to leave, I guess. Now on Easter Sunday, just last month, Madden's older brother Nico signed with UCLA. One day later, Madden announced to Arkansas that he had entered the transfer portal or intended to, citing homesickness as the reason. That's where they're from. And following that announcement, Arkansas's NIL collective, and you mentioned that it should have been for T-shirts and autograph signings, but they have a collective called Arkansas's Edge, and every school has one at this point. They took action. Under the direction of their athletic director, Hunter Yurachek, the collective hired an attorney to enforce the buyout clause in Madden's contract.
Mars, who is based in Arkansas, has been involved in several notable NCAA legal affairs over the past decade. He's kind of a big deal. What's funny is he actually represented Tennessee in their NIL collective in a dispute involving Madden's brother, Nico Iamaleava, in early 2024. Jamie, these NIL contracts are insane. Nico, Madden's brother, was getting paid $2.5 million a year to be the quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers. Madden was paid substantially less. Now, Nico, before Easter, wanted more money because he took the team to their first ever college football playoff appearance. So he demanded $4 million, and Tennessee said, no, we're not doing that. We have an agreement. So Nico didn't go to spring practice one day, and they kicked him off the team. So he essentially breached his contract, but Madden definitely did. Madden never played a snap for Arkansas. So this move is one of the first times that a school has actively sought to enforce a buyout clause in the NIL contracts. These are in probably every contract, and there are so many transfer windows for college football athletes that they can transfer all the time, like 2 or 3 times a year. But up until now, no school has ever sought action against an athlete. And I just kind of wanted to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this?
Yeah, so this is all very new to everyone. It kind of happened as part of a legal battle that college athletes were able to make money off of their name, image, and likeness, and it quickly transformed into, I mean, let's call it what it is. It's professional sports now. They're getting paid to play sports, and there's still the school element of them committing to a school. If you go and play a professional sport and sign with a team or sign with a sponsor, sign an endorsement deal, you have to uphold your obligations. So why not have the same expectations when you sign with a school? And I know the NCAA is it feels at this point they've thrown their hands up and they say, do whatever you want, transfer whenever you want, pay them whatever you want, which is making things worse. But yeah, I mean, I think it's well within the school's rights to, if we're going to pay you a butt ton of money to come to school here, and then you're going to leave us hanging without somebody at your position, if you sign that contract that says you've got to pay some back, I think you should have to pay it.
Absolutely. I agree, and it's just unfortunate. I think a lot of people know that college athletics has, I guess, devolved because it's not gotten better. It's gotten dramatically worse. But it's funny to me because it's ironic in the way that Nico Iamaleava was the first major quarterback to get a major NIL deal. And now he and his little brother are probably going to be the faces associated with a major shift in how we do NIL. And I just think it's kind of fitting that the ones who started it are probably going to have it changed to benefit fans forever.
And to benefit the schools. Yeah. So for whatever leverage they gained in getting athletes extra money or the ability to get money, they're kind of ruining it now by taking full advantage of it. But yeah, I have very mixed emotions about it in general. I think schools and the NCAA are making hundreds of millions of dollars off of these kids. Let them make some money. But at the same time, making that much money changes the dynamic of everything, and it is kind of ruining it. And it's not going to go away, so we just have to get used to it.
What's funny is another legal matter that is still pending litigation is also involving the University of Tennessee, and that is before the current head coach of the football team, Josh Heupel. There was a man named Jeremy Pruitt. If you remember, his football teams were pretty terrible, and he was fired for cause. He allegedly had staff putting money in like fast food chain bags and giving them to players and their parents to the amount of $40,000. which is nothing compared to what we're paying athletes now. When a quarterback has $2.5 million annually. So 4 years ago, you get fired and can never coach again for giving someone $40,000. Now you bring them in and pay them $10 million and you're applauded.
So is he trying to get that overturned, or are you just stating that that was a big deal?
I think he is trying to get it overturned. He thinks that he was kind of the scapegoat for a much bigger problem, and he's citing that it had happened at Tennessee before and at other universities before with no legal problems. So basically, the argument he's not making is, hey, I didn't do it or I didn't know about it. It's like, hey, I was just doing something everybody else did, but it was illegal at the time.
These athletes are allowed to have agents to some degree to help them with this, but the whole point here is these are legal contracts that up to this point have not been upheld on the side of the school retrieving money, but now it's starting to happen, and I'm here for it.
Yep. I think it will be a positive change and a change going in the right direction. Guys, thank you for listening to this. It's probably not the same, murder and content we usually do, but
this is true crime to go, man. This is what it's about. It's been a crime story in 10 minutes or less.
Would you like crime with that?
I've got too many bills.
If you need funds, you can apply in minutes at cashnetusa.com and have the money in your account as soon as the same business day.
Okay, got it. Applying now.
They've been helping hardworking people cover emergency expenses since 2004.
Hey, look, I got it.
You've got this.
When you need money fast, be the hero. All loans subject to lender approval. Speed of funding is subject to verifications and your bank's processing times. See cashnetusa.com for more details.
You've listened to True Crimecast, distributed by Stoveleg Media. Check out stoveleg.com to find out more about your hosts and to find other podcasts to listen to. Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.